We used to walk under sunlight. We used to own the skies. We used to believe the world belonged to us. But all of that changed when the Ark arrived. It came without warning, without negotiation, without mercy. Machines from the heavens, programmed for one purpose: reclaim the surface. And now, humanity survives in the dark. The Ark invasion wasn't a single catastrophic event. It was a slow, inevitable erasure. At first, they were just lights in the sky, flickers on radar, orbital probes drifting into Earth's atmosphere. Then the machines descended. Autonomous units built for reconnaissance turned into weapons platforms overnight. Our armies fought, but the Ark don't tire. They don't feel fear, and they don't retreat. So humanity did. The survivors built shelters beneath the surface. Vast, echoing caverns like Speranza. And from these shadows, a new kind of fighter emerged. You are a raider, not by birth, not by destiny, but by choice. In the underground city of Speranza, everyone has a role. Some work long hours to keep people fed and thirst quenched. Others spend their days in the industrial garages, welding, hammering, tuning up the transport pods that bring raiders to the surface. But a raider carries the weight no one else can. You're the one who goes topside never knowing if you're going to make it back. You wear armor scavenged and repaired a dozen times. You carry weapons that have survived even longer than you have. Your gear is a story in itself. Every dent, every scorch mark, every missing piece, earned in the runes above. Every run begins with decisions: what to carry, what to risk, what you're willing to lose. Sometimes it's just a battered rifle, 2 magazines, and hope. And tucked into your safe pocket is always something precious. Not because it's rare, but because losing it would break you. Up there, topside, you are hunter and prey at the same time. You scavenge, you survive, you listen for footsteps, human or machine. A raider's heartbeat is a metronome kept in rhythm with danger. And as your feet hit the surface, you remember why you do this. Not for glory, not for loot, but because someone has to face the machines. Someone has to bring back what keeps the rest of us alive. This is what it means to be a raider. One person standing between humanity and the world above. Buried City was once a shining metropolis. Now, it's a vertical graveyard, a maze of collapsed towers, shattered plazas, and half-sunk rooftops. Every floor hides loot, and every shadow hides someone watching. Move too loudly, and you'll wake the Ark. Move too slowly, and another raider will find you first. In Buried City, danger isn't just around the corner. It's above you, below you, and sometimes right next to you. If Buried City is where civilization lived, the damn Battlegrounds are where it fought. The dam was once a marvel of engineering, a giant artery powering half the region. When the Ark arrived, this became humanity's last fortified line. But the Ark didn't come in waves. They came in endless precision. Now the dam sits frozen in time, a battlefield where power lines still crackle, strange plants have taken root in the toxic soil. And deep inside in the old generator halls, you can hear the echo of what this place used to be, a symbol of human strength. Now, it's a monument to how quickly everything can fall apart. Spaceport is different. It doesn't feel like a battleground or a ruin. It feels like a tragedy frozen mid-scream. This was humanity's evacuation point, gateway to the stars. But the Ark were faster. Today, the spaceport is an open killing field. Wide runways where snipers watch from the rooftops. shadowed hangars where scavengers fight over scraps, and security wings still crawling with ARC patrols. Every building here tells a story of people who almost made it out, and machines that made sure they didn't. Blue Gate is the threshold, a narrow checkpoint between the shelters and the frozen tunnels beyond. Before the collapse, it regulated traffic. Now, it regulates survival. Raiders, scavengers, deserters, ARC patrols, everyone passes through Blue Gate, whether they want to or not. It's tight, tense, and unforgiving, a pressure point in the world above. Stella Montis, carved deep into the mountainside, built for a future nobody lived to see. A research fortress frozen in time beneath snow-white peaks, now converted into the most dangerous raid zone yet. Inside its steel corridors, the air is still, till it isn't. Sprawling floors of laboratories, storage vaults, and industrial machinery hide some of the most valuable loot ever left behind, and the machines know it. Every sound echoes, every shadow looks like a threat. In here, you don't just worry about what's hunting you, you worry about what you can't see. Stella Montis isn't a battlefield. It's a cold descent into the unknown. The ARC didn't conquer Earth with brute strength alone. They conquered it with design, precision, purpose. Every machine they deploy serves a role: scouting, swarming, suppressing, or destroying. And they work together with a cold perfection humanity was never built to match. When the ARC arrived, they didn't hesitate. They didn't warn us. They simply took the surface, machine by machine, unit by unit, until the world above belonged to them. These are the invaders that hold that world now. Wasps are the most common, light reconnaissance drones that seem harmless until they're not. Hornets are their armored cousins, thicker plating, heavier weapons, and a willingness to chase you across rooftops. Then there are Rocketeers, airborne artillery platforms that rain homing missiles down from impossible distances. But the one that raiders fear most? The Snitch, a fragile drone that doesn't have to kill you, because it can summon everything else that will. Ticks are the smallest, lunging explosives that seek to maim. Their warning is the clicking sound you hear right before everything goes white. Fireballs burn brighter, rolling forward like molten grenades, waiting to ignite the room. And pops detonate with a blast that doesn't just injure, it seeks to erase anything standing too close. But among them is a different kind of threat: the Surveyor, an informer, an armored reconnaissance sphere, larger, heavier, and far more intelligent. Basic turrets track movement in an instant. Once they see you, they don't lose you. But Sentinels are different. They don't suppress, they snipe. And a single shot can end a raid that you thought you were winning. Then there are the ARC's walking fortresses, towering ground units built to dominate the battlefield. They leap across rooftops, rain explosives from afar, spread cover with relentless gunfire, and unleash raw devastation wherever they roam. When these machines enter the fight, the terrain changes, the pace changes, and survival becomes a question of seconds, not minutes. When you finally reach the surface, the world hits you instantly. Cold wind, the hum of ARC machines somewhere out there, distant gunfire. Once you're topside, the real work begins. Looting isn't just grabbing shiny things. It's survival disguised as scavenging. Every building, every alley, every fallen ARC unit might hold on to something valuable. A cable, a circuit board, a rare chemical, a weapon someone never got the chance to fire. But you can't just grab everything. Every second spent looting is a second someone else is getting closer. Another raider, or something worse. You learn to loot with purpose. Fast hands, fast decisions, only what matters. Sometimes you hit the jackpot. a blueprint, a rare item, a key to somewhere you never wanted to go back to. Other times, the loot is the trap. Combat in Arc Raiders is not scripted. It isn't fair, and it isn't forgiving. The Arc don't make mistakes. Raiders do. And the machines are built to punish every single one. You make a little noise, they hear everything. You take too long, they surround you. You get into a fight with the Arc, suddenly a human squad jumps in to clean up what's left. Most battles aren't won. They're survived. A fight can start with a whisper, a twig snap, a distant drone hum, and end with a sprint for your life. And when the steel and circuitry start closing in, survival isn't about bravery. It's about knowing when to run. Just don't shoot me. Just don't shoot me. Extraction is the moment everything comes due. Every risk you took, every bullet you fired, every second you hesitated. The Arc know you're headed there. Raiders know you're headed there. Somehow, the world feels louder as you get closer. You can be fully geared and still die 5 steps from the elevator. Because extraction is where desperation lives. And desperate raiders are the deadliest enemy in the game. The Arc don't let up. Other players won't either. Extraction is chaos wrapped in pressure. You slam the button, the platform rattles, and in those final seconds, every instinct you have is screaming. And finally, when the door seals shut, your heartbeat slows, and you remember why you risked the surface at all. Survival in Arc Raiders is never guaranteed. And extraction just means you've earned another chance to do it all over again. Arc Raiders works because it walks a razor's edge. Not too punishing, not too forgiving. Not pure extraction, not pure combat, but something suspended perfectly between all of it. Every moment Topside sits in the perfect balance between tension and opportunity. You're never completely safe, but you're never completely powerless either. The Arc are terrifying. Precise, relentless, overwhelming. But they're not impossible. They're puzzles wrapped in danger, built to be studied, outplayed, and overcome through grit or creativity. Players also hit that perfect line. Human unpredictability brings chaos, but Arc Raiders gives you the tools to survive it. You learn to read footsteps, track raider flares, and listen for danger long before you see it. This balance makes every raid feel like it could tip either way, victory or disaster, on the smallest decisions. One step too loud, one fight too long, one risk that wasn't worth the reward. And yet the game never feels unfair. When you fail, you know why. When you succeed, it's because you earned it. It's the balance between fear and empowerment that makes Arc Raiders what it is. A world where every run challenges you, but every escape proves you're capable of more. A balance between the machine-dominated surface and the fragile humanity surviving beneath it. A balance between what the Arc took and what the Raiders fight every day to reclaim. This game works because it refuses to lean too far in any direction. It stays right in the middle. Chaotic but fair, brutal but rewarding. Unpredictable, but learnable. And as long as that balance holds, Raiders will keep going topside.